trust me, I will be making a video, I don't know when I am going to cover every N64 game I have. I must have like 40 games. Oh yeah, we're doing it today. What is going on, Cheesepuffs? It's your pal Cheeto here, and welcome back to Chillen with Cheeto. In this episode, that is right, we are going to be looking at my entire N64 collection, 38 games. And most of these games are from my youth, my childhood, and then there are some that I purchased a few years ago, and then there are some games that I only played probably about 3 times. And so before we start, you see this game, guess it. I'll give y'all 3 seconds. 3, 2. It's Star Fox 64. To hit that like button. Also share with a friend and make sure to subscribe for more cheetoriffic content. So without further ado, let's take a look at all 38 N64 games. We're pressing that play button. Here we go. Alright, Cheesepuffs, so the first game on the list is Star Fox 64. I played this game a few times. Unfortunately, I didn't grow up with it as a kid. But Star Fox 64 is a great game. I definitely would pick it up, play it today. Okay, and so the next game is something that I mentioned, I think, in my N64 memories. I think it was part 2. It is Majora's Mask, Legend of Zelda, Majora's Mask. It's an okay game. The only thing that I did not like about it was the time. That's the only thing I did not like. I actually made it to like the first temple, but because since it was on the Switch, the controls are messed up, and instead of like shooting your slingshot like this, I'm moving it around. Yeah, but Majora's Mask, it's everybody's favorite and some's least favorite, but this is my least favorite Zelda game of the franchise. Okay, so the next game is Tony Hawk Pro Skater. It's a pretty good game. I remember like I've never skateboarded in my entire life, but I loved the series. I remember the first game, the second game, and then one of my favorites is Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3 for the PS2. It is pretty cool, and the soundtracks are awesome as well, and good characters, and once again, it's an awesome skateboarding game. You need to have this in your collection today. The next one is NBA Live 2000. And now, I was not a big fan of sports growing up. I was more into like fantasy games. But when it came to sports, you know, especially when Space Jam came out, I love that movie. I love that movie to death. But NBA Live 2000 was my first basketball game that I loved and played a lot. I would say my favorite was just creating a basketball player, playing against Michael Jordan. Oh my gosh, and he kept beating me all the time. And when I finally did unlock him, it felt good. But unfortunately, I did not have a memory card at the time, so guess what? I had to do it all over again. But yeah, NBA Live 2000. It's an awesome game. Okay, so the next game is NFL Blitz 2000. Now this game is different from other sports games. There are no rules. I remember me and the Big Cheese would play this game, and you could do like suplexes, pile drivers, and the slapstick is so pretty good too. But this is a good game. If you like slapstick humor and football where there are no rules, this is the game. The next one, Banjo-Tooie. Now, I recently just beat this on the Switch. It is a great game. Just like its predecessor, it's an amazing journey from beginning to end. Now, the only one minor thing that I did not like about this game was the fact that backtracking. Oh my gosh, the backtracking could take an hour just to get to one location to the other. But other than that, it is a classic game. And it's my favorite. And I hope it's your favorite too. But yeah, Banjo-Tooie. Okay, cheesy cheese puffs. So the next game on the list is Star Wars Rogue Squadron. This is an awesome game. I'm not a big fan of Star Wars, but when it came to Star Wars games, oh, I was playing this a lot. It's just amazing of somebody that did not grow up with Star Wars actually fell in love with this game. This was one of the games that I got from as a rental, so I had to take it back. Like after that weekend, I was like, "Mom, don't do it." But Rogue Squadron is an awesome game. You can play this for hours. Definitely in your collection. I hope it is. So the next game on the list is another NBA game, In the Zone 2000. Now this was a game I at least played. This was one of the games I played maybe at least twice. But it's an okay game. If you're a basketball fan, you probably have this in your collection. But yeah, In the Zone 2000 NBA. So the next game is another game I only played once or 3 times, is Monopoly. I remember playing this a few times and I just got bored right away. I would rather play the original board game than this game, even though the 3D graphics and the actual motions of the pieces are pretty good. But yeah, Monopoly. It's another Star Wars classic, and I remember, even though I did not fall in love with Star Wars, this was one of the first Star Wars games I played, and it's Star Wars Racer. Yeah, Episode 1 Racer. I always played as Anakin, and it is pretty cool, and you can also like do upgrades on your vehicle, and I tell you what, I was not a good driver. I don't even know how I'm a good driver now. I haven't even got a wreck yet. But when I was playing this game, I was having a blast, and I mean, like, my vehicle would just blow up, and oh, this is a classic. So the next game on the list is another rental that I played a lot as a kid, is Pokemon Snap. It was pretty cool seeing Pikachu on a skateboard. That is like the cutest thing ever, Pikachu, right? And taking pictures of awesome Pokemon like Bulbasaur and Squirtle and Charmander, Charmeleon, and Charizard. It's just amazing, especially because I grew up during the era of the blue, red, and yellow Game Boys. And I remember playing Gold a lot, but after Gold, I think it was Gold and Silver, but after the Gold, my Pokemon fandom kinda died by that time. Then I started getting into Yu-Gi-Oh! More. Hopefully one day I'll show you on my trading cards. But yeah, Pokemon Snap, like that. Okay, so the next game is Jet Force Gemini. I remember one day at school, I had a classmate was like, "Cheeto, do you want to swap games?" And I was like, "Sure. Which one do you want?" And he was like, "I'll have this game." And then I was like, "Well, let me check out this game." And boy, did I love it! Killing all the ants with the rocket launcher and the shotgun and the pistol. It was a good time. I don't even remember beating it, and I also remember there was a multiplayer. But one thing that I can really remember is going to school. And we were actually given the games back, and our teacher's like, it was like get these games to the other person. We got to start class. Oh my gosh, it was awesome. But yeah, Jet Force Gemini. Now this one is Rainbow Six Tom Clancy. This was my first person shooter, and some of the things that were good was that you had to be stealthy, and also the multiplayer is pretty good. You can actually do co-op, and this was one of the first games that I actually had to start writing down the passwords just to get further into the game. I'm on the mission where you're on top of the helipad, you got to show the cameras. I don't even know what to do. I keep failing that mission. But yeah, and you can also customize your loadouts. You can also do like your teams, even your maps. You can strategize it. And I remember I didn't know what the heck was going on. I was 9 years old. I would just mark it down things on the map. But this is pretty good. If you want an N64 game where you can do all that, it's Rainbow Six. And yes, I did get Rainbow Six Siege a chance. Did not like it. So the next game is one of my all-time favorites. It's Super Mario 64, baby. I still remember this game like it was yesterday, like actually getting it. This was Christmas in 2000, and this was one of the games that I got on Christmas morning. It's kind of more like Christmas afternoon, but it doesn't matter. But it is pretty good. Seeing Mario jump into 3D from the NES all the way to N64. The levels are great, the soundtrack's amazing, and I remember beating Bowser, the final version of Bowser. It was just great. Unfortunately, I still don't know how to unlock Yoshi, and Luigi is somewhere in the game, but I can't find him. But yeah, Super Mario 64, it's a classic, and I would recommend y'all get it today. Alright, so the next game is Super Smash Brothers. Now this is an awesome game, especially the multiplayer. I played it a few times with some of my buddies back at school, but it is fun. And even when you play the game, you may have friends or you may not have your friends anymore, but it is pretty fun. I usually play as Link, my boy. It's an awesome game. It's well crafted, and I really do recommend y'all guys get the original Super Smash Brothers, because it is an awesome game. So I was a fan of this show growing up, and I watch it from time to time, but this was one of the games that I got probably like a year ago. It is the one and only Xena Warrior Princess. I love the show. I think I've been a fan for like 3 years. I remember watching it a few times as a kid, but I could barely make it out. But it is pretty cool. It is a tournament fighter, and I would always pick my man Joxer because he is pretty cool. Even the slapstick comedy is also good too. But yeah, Xena Warrior Princess, it's an awesome game, and I definitely would pick it up. Joxer the mighty man, he is mighty indeed. Okay, so the next game is GoldenEye 007. Now this was another first-person shooter that I loved. I could play this for hours and not get bored. The AK-47, the shotguns. It is, and the AR assault rifle. It is awesome, and even like the runway stage, it'll just be endless of enemies. And I think I remember killing like 500, which is probably rookie stuff. And the multiplayer is pretty good. Me and my cousin Big Cheese would play it sometimes, but it is awesome. It is great. Now the difficulty between Agent and Double O Agent, oh my god. I think I got like to the bunker with Double O Agent, and that was it. I couldn't do it anymore. But yeah, this is a great game. 007. The next one is Super Mario Tennis. Now this was one of the games that I got for the rental store all the time. It was like right next to Mario Golf. It was like those two games. But Mario Tennis is pretty good. Me and my sister would always go one-on-one, and most of the time she would win. Sometimes I would win. But it has a great cast of characters. It has like Mario, Luigi, pretty much everybody you could think of. And it also has like Baby Mario and Daisy and Waluigi. It's pretty much got everybody. So, but yeah, if you're looking for a good Mario sports game, it's Mario Tennis. The next game is one of the Mario Party series, and it's Mario Party 2. I remember playing this one time back in elementary school. I remember me and one of my classmates, I went over his house and we played this, and I fell in love with it. Like I said, only played it once. I got this game about a year or two back, and it's pretty good. Especially if you've been playing Mario Party 3 all your life. This was like a breath of fresh air. Brand new games, brand new characters. Mario Party 2 is where it's at. Okay, so the next game is is A Bug's Life. And now this was a game that I got in the Christmas of 2000. You know, it's always like a Christmas in 2000. I can't just say it was a Christmas time in the year 2000. But yeah, every time I think of this game and the Super Mario 64, it's always a Christmas in 2000. And the reason why the Christmas in 2000 was so great was because I had this game and Mario and this other game that's gonna be coming around sooner or later. But anyway, A Bug's Life, it is pretty good. And this was one of the games that I remember using memory card for the first time. And the memory card must have been used because the moment I put it into my controller, I had all the levels. I usually get like past like the 5th level and that's it. But I had and I think I beat the game as well with the memory card. But it's an okay game. It's a good film, but it's an okay game. A Bug's Life. The next game is Bass Hunter 64. I remember I got this game during graduation in 2011. Oh my gosh, that sounds like I am old or ancient, but I think it's just old. But I love fishing. I'm mostly a hunter fishing kind of guy. So I remember playing this a few times during those rental days. I got this game, and I also got the NFL Blitz 2000 as a gift for one of my high school friends. He had some games that he wanted to get rid of, and I was like, I'll take them. But yeah, Bass Hunter 64, it's pretty good. It even has a tournament mode, so pretty cool. I probably played this about 10 times in my lifetime, but Bass Hunter 64, you like fishing? This is it. The next game, and yes, it is all torn up, but it's Winback. You can see all that. It's a pretty good game. You really gotta use stealth, and also those lasers. I remember getting caught plenty of times with the lasers, and it's okay. Combat is okay. It was sucked about it was like at the time I didn't have a memory card, so I had to restart every time. But Winback, if it's your favorite game, Winback is your game. Okay, so the next game is another rental. I was a big wrestling fan back in 2002, but I didn't become a big fan until 2006, and it lasted till 2020 when COVID hit. But at the time, WCW Backstage Assault was where it's at. Playing it today, it just like the controls feels clunky. But back in the day, this was a classic to me. Playing as Goldberg and Sting and it really is backstage. It's pretty cool. But yeah, WCW Backstage Assault, it is a good game. It may not hold up today, but back then, it was awesome to be a wrestling fan. Alright, Cheesepuffs, so the next one is Madden 2002. Now before NFL Blitz, I was playing this game all the time. The best part about this game was like the season modes, franchise modes. I didn't even understand it, and it also had like I think it was the 1994. I could be wrong of this classic game mode, and it was pretty good too. I still don't understand it. And also the best part about it was that you can also do like rainy weather or cold weather, and sometimes I get confused between this game and Blitz because I would tackle the person, I would get personal foul. Why? This ain't Blitz. But yeah, Madden 02 NFL. It's an awesome game. So the next on the list is Wheel of Fortune with Vanna White. I remember I bought this game recently, and me and my sister, we only played it once, and I remember my sister getting angry at the game. But Wheel of Fortune is it's a good game. If you like brain thinkers, Wheel of Fortune. So the next one is another WCW game. It's WCW Nitro, baby. I only played this a few times, and even as a wrestling fan, I never even discovered this game as a kid. But playing it today, it just feels awkward. But if you are a wrestling fan, for like nostalgic, this is a good game. I would definitely recommend it for anybody that just loves wrestling in general. The next game is one of my all-time favorites, and it's also part of the Christmas of 2000 trilogy. It's Banjo-Kazooie. In one of my Chill with Cheeto videos, I think I said that Ocarina of Time is my all-time favorite game. No, it's Banjo-Kazooie. I played this game all the time as a kid, even before school. It was just amazing, and I would recommend that you pick this up. Their characters are great. The dialogue it's weird, but it's funny. Then the slapstick is pretty good. The music is just amazing. The levels are amazing. You can tell by my voice how great Banjo-Kazooie is. And yes, I got it in rough shape because I didn't think about taking care of the games back in the day. But Banjo-Kazooie is my all-time favorite game. And there's no question about it. It's number one. So the next game is another sports game. It is, I don't know how to pronounce this, but we'll go with Country Club Golf. It's an okay game. I played it for probably about 20 minutes at most. It's an okay game. But if you love golf, this is it for you. And here's one of the greatest games of all time. I managed to get the gold version, but it's The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. The characters are amazing, and the soundtrack, especially Epona Song and The Lost Woods. I remember one time playing this game. The first time I got it from the rental store, and I remember going to Ganon for the first time. Didn't even know who Ganon was, or Ganondorf for that matter. I go in there, get my butt kicked, and I am on my knees begging my mother to take this game back. I was like, you gotta take it back. It's an awful game. I don't want it. But then the next day I played it and I fell in love with it because I didn't realize at the time that there were two links. There was an adult link and a young link. So I went to a different save file and I was like, this is a totally different game. Everything is lively now and not dark. Not like the Dark Ages, but this is pretty good. I would definitely recommend it. If I'm not mistaken, I think the gold version is worth more than the gray cartridge version. But yeah, Legend of Zelda. Okay, Cheesepuffs, so the next game on the list is Super Mario Party 3. Now this is my all-time favorite Mario Party game of the series, and you cannot deny it of how great this game is. Me and my sister, we still play it today, whether it's on this cartridge or on the Nintendo Switch. We always have a blast. And I don't even remember having a bad day playing this game. And it's good. And if I'm not mistaken, I think it's like 80-something games, which is pretty cool for me as a kid. I was like, more games, yes! But yeah, and they even had more characters to the game too. This is an awesome game. Recommended. With a capital R, Mario Party 3. This is the original version of the game. I lost it at a friend's house and I never got it back till decades later. But it's the same game. It's Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. I went to the video store the other day and I was like, I gotta have this gray cartridge version. Even though I got the gold, I was like, I gotta have at least this so I could sleep better tonight, knowing that I got the original cartridge. But it is pretty good. Now between the two, which is better? I don't know. Y'all decide. But if I'm not mistaken, I think in certain dungeons, I think the music changes depending on the versions. But yeah, Ocarina of Time. Okay, so the next game is the only yellow cartridge I own because I think it's the only gay cartridge that's yellow. It's Donkey Kong 64. The DK rap is pretty good. It's kind of cringy, but it works. Unfortunately, I have not beaten this game, and I really hope one day it's on the Nintendo Switch or Nintendo Switch 2. But it is pretty good, and the collectibles, oh my gosh, it's just so much. You gotta keep switching Kongs, and the mini games are okay. But Donkey Kong 64 is one of those games where it's recommended. And I know in this video I said recommended so many times, but Donkey Kong 64, pick it up today. Next game is Diddy Kong Racing. Now between this and Mario Kart, I played this all the time as a kid. I normally played as Diddy or Banjo or Tip Tup, I think that's his name. And the soundtracks, especially one of the snow levels, I cannot think of it, but it is pretty good. I haven't beat the game, but every time I want to play a good racing game that's Nintendo, it's Diddy Kong Racing. Diddy Kong! And the next game is a game I played all the time as a kid as a wrestling fan. And between this and the other wrestling game that I have, it's good. It's a WCW and NWO Revenge. I remember getting this one time and playing it. It is good. Playing as Sting, Hollywood Hulk Hogan, Scott Steiner, the Macho Man, Randy Savage. It is pretty fun. And the tournament fight and the tournament modes where you can select the belts is pretty good. Oh my gosh. And the high scores. I don't know how that works, but sometimes I would just do the matches for like 10 to 15 minutes and hopefully I get first place. But yeah, this is a pretty good game. It's WCW and NWO Revenge. Okay, so the next game is Mario Kart 64. It's an awesome game. And I think I played as Luigi or Mario because those were my two favorite characters back then. But this is a pretty good game. I think I played it a few times since I bought it. But other than that, Mario Kart 64 is a good Mario game, a good racing game. So if you love Nintendo and racing, this is it. Alright, Cheesepuffs, we are in the final 3. Wow. Okay, so here we go. So the next on the list is WWF 2000, and this is the game that's right next to WCW and NWO Revenge. I played this game all the time as a kid, and being a wrestling fan back then, back in the WWF era, was pretty good. Playing as Stone Cold, The Rock, Triple H, Shawn Michaels, the list goes on. And I remember creating a bunch of characters, and the road to WrestleMania is also pretty good, going through a gauntlet of superstars, and the three-way matches are pretty good. I kind of think that it's a little unfair for the three-way matches and the cage matches. I just remember just kicking people's butts and just losing. It took me a while to understand the rules. Pay-per-view mode, I still don't know how that works, but it's an awesome game. WWF, baby. So the next one is Pokemon Stadium, and at the time, you know, I grew up with the original Game Boy games, and then once Gold came out, I played it, and then after that I moved on. It was still good, but seeing these Pokemons come to life in battle, it is pretty cool. I don't think I ever even won a stadium yet, but this is pretty good. If you want to see your Pokemon come to life, this is it. Pokemon Stadium. The final game is WWF No Mercy. The thing I liked about it was the ladder matches. And they even updated the steel cage matches, which is pretty easy now. And the story modes and the championship titles. And also, if you want to like do the 100% completion, you actually have to lose fights, which is unfair. But you know, I just love winning, and I'm pretty sure everybody likes winning. But and creating the superstars was actually pretty good too. But yeah, WWF No Mercy. It is a great wrestling game, and I definitely recommend it. All right, well that was all 38 N64 games. And most of these were from my childhood, and I would love to go back to early 2000 when all of these games were good. Just coming home from school and just playing some Diddy Kong Racing or Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time or Banjo-Kazooie. These will always be my games. But yeah, these are the games and that made me the gamer today. Maybe not the sports games, but definitely the fantasy and wrestling games. But you know, Cheesepuffs, you know what I gotta do. I have to end this right here. If you like this video, take this game, WWF WrestleMania, put it in your N64 today. To hit that like button, also share with a friend, and make sure to subscribe for more cheetoriffic content. And speaking of videos, I, Cheeto, will be seeing you guys in the next video. You guys take care, and y'all have a great Cheetoriffic day.